on, man? It's your boy Echo coming with you with another one. All right. Like I said, if you fucking with the kid, man, go ahead and hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure the notification bell is on. That way, anytime I drop anything, you know right away. You can come check out my content. You see me? All right. So check it, right? Today I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to speak on, it be a lot of people who move away from their king. They be having questions about like drugs and the drugs, like how I find people that are surprised that there's even drugs in prison at all. And it's kind of, it's like I said, it's surprising. It's like, what do you mean? Like, it's more drugs in prison than it is on the street, damn near, Like, it's like, I mean, that might not literally hold true because, obviously drugs come from outside to go in. But, like, yo, bro, like, the small amount of area that a prison is and the amount of drugs that be at some of these prisons is, like, is unfathomable. Like, it'll really blow your mind type shit, all right? But anyways, yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe. Today I'm going to touch a little bit on the drugs in the prison and, how they come in. I ain't going to incriminate nobody. I ain't going to drop no names or nothing like that. Please just respect me on that point, man. I know, what I'm saying, like, I transitioned from that to my new life, and I'm trying to leave that in the past. I'm leaving that in the past as best as I can. But, some things just will never change. Like, I never rat on nobody, I never incriminate nobody, and it ain't got nothing to do with wanting to be a gangster. It's just, principle, bro. That's just how I was raised. And it's like, I don't believe in the government handling my business, I know that they don't care about us, and it's all about money for them. It's all about looking good and money for them. We ain't nothing but a number to them. We ain't nothing but a taxpayer. We ain't nothing but, how much can they get us for? You feel me? Part of their system that they run. But check it. So we start with the drugs. So it's plenty ways drugs come into prison. One of the main ways is, obviously, the COs bring them in. That's just like with the cell phones, right? Let me move this shit. Okay, so you got officers bringing down. Yeah, this is my Savannah Monitor bully, by the way. I'm sure, if you fuck with my page, you can go down and see him eating. And, he's on my page. I fuck with him. He's like 2 years old. I got him when he was a baby, like that big offline. And he been wrecking shop ever since. That's my nigga. Okay, so, he probably dirtying up my shirt and shit, man. Forgive me. Fuck off my chain, bully. All right, but yeah, and another thing, bro, we all straight, one take, no editing, no cutting nothing out, chopping nothing out, putting nothing in. This is all just one take off the dome, baby. So again, forgive me if I'm bouncing around. Forgive me if I'm, taking a moment to think about some things, because it's all facts, it's all truth, bro. So nothing scripted. That's why it ain't like some of these pages where they're just telling their story just perfectly, and it's like, bro, a lot of that shit be fake, bro. But no hating. Big up to everybody's channel that's doing good, but no cap. It'd be a lot of watch where you're going, move. It'd be a lot of channels that I'll be watching, and I'm like, yo, bro, you can just tell, like, they not giving it to you raw. They faking, they making shit up. They talking about shit that they heard and not what they experienced and seen. You feel me? So this a little different though. But yo, so how do they bring drugs into prison? Easy. Officers. Another way, mail. Depending on what place you at, they're tightening up on the mail. But hey, when I was there, they were sending Suboxone strips in the mail. They had this little way where I ain't gonna give up all the juice, but they would use some type of like engraving tool and open up the spine of a book and engrave deep as possible without going through the spine of the book, and just pack it with some super tight vacuum sealed drugs, whatever, you could fit like 2-3 ounces of weed, a couple ounces of heroin, a couple ounces of coke, whatever, K2, whatever you want. If it could be packed down, compacted and vacuum sealed as tight as possible and smushed into that little, into the piece that they engraved, and then glued back over, and then the spine of the book can be glued back over, and then, make it look like it ain't never been tampered with, which is easier than you may think it is, and then send the book in through the mail, and you'll literally have, it'll go through the mail, they'll go through the little process. Again, depending on what prison you at, depends on how high of technology that they're using to, how bad their drug problem is, how much they give a fuck. It's really what matters the most, how much money how much funds they have from the government and how much they give a fuck depends on, you know, the technology they're going to be using to try to catch you. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these older prisons with the least amount of cameras, the least amount of equipment, they be a lot of times the most dangerous and the most vicious, but they be the most fun. Like, you niggas be having a blast there, you feel me? Hold on, let me check what the video doing. All right, so, yeah, so the book will hit the mail room will check it, whatever, flip through the pages, they don't see nothing on the pages, nothing ain't stuck in between the pages, nothing don't fall out. Guess what? Mail time, you literally had a CO, boom, bringing you your fucking 2-3 ounces of heroin, ounce of coke, ounce of, you know, crack, whatever, straight to your door, straight to your cell, boy. That shit be so fucking crazy. I'm talking about, I done seen it done with my own eyes. I done been, you know, I wasn't a nigga getting a pack in like that, but my homeboy who's a Crip homie, I ain't gonna say his name, he's still on state. He got a 30-year bid. He been down for like 12. Didn't I say get off that table? Move away from the table. I ain't go, just move away from the table, baby. I don't want to spank you on camera and stuff. You know, you have people in here, abuse, so just, I said don't touch the table, didn't I? Okay, baby, come on now. All right, so check me out. They bring the pack straight. I just let my lizard walk sometimes. They bring the pack straight to the door, so that's one way. Through the mail, it's different ways. The Suboxone strips be so small, it's almost like those Listerine strips. So I done seen, you know, people, again, use the mail, do it the same way I said with the book spine, or have them placed strategically in little parts of the envelope. So when you open it, like, you know, if you don't really know what you're looking for and you don't know how to open those little parts, the little, you know, they be glued, open them up, it'd be like one there, so it'd be like 4 or 5 stuck on each little envelope that a letter might come in. You know, you have somebody getting 5, 6, 7 letters every day, every other day, and you selling each one of these scripts for 50, 60, upwards to 100. I done been at camps where one little eighth of Suboxone, which is like nothing, bro, which might go for $10 on the street, $15 on the street, depending on where you at, sell for 100, 150, you know, on the yard in prison, bro. Real shit. Niggas hustling, getting that money, okay? So boom. So the mail's away, several different ways with the mail. Again, like I said, the biggest one is really the officers. You know, the officers, they're bringing this shit in heavy, bro. Like, you wonder why cell phones and shit is in there. It's the officers. You know, again, I ain't gonna mention no names, incriminate nobody, but we don't have officers. What you do is basically you build a rapport with an officer, and then, you know, you have somebody, you let them know you got that money, however that is, you show them your little printout bank thing, boom, little, you know, it's inmates in there that's millionaires, bro, on state. So, you know, a millionaire comes up and shows some lady getting minimum wage working as a correctional officer at like $8, $9 an hour. She's struggling with 4 kids, 2 different baby daddies, and they in jail. And you come and show her you got $900,000 in your fucking prison account. Guess what? She gonna shake. You know what I'm saying? So boom, now you got her on the team. She know you got bread. And low, boom, you know what I'm saying? You hollering at her, you in her ear, you let her know like, yo, I got my people outside, they can meet you, whatever. They meet you with the pack, everything will be squared away, everything will be vacuum sealed already, pressed down nice and tight. All you gotta do is, you know, smuggle it in, and they'll even show you how to do that. So, you know, and we'll pay you this amount, we'll pay you X amount to bring it in. Let's say to bring in three cell phones, you know, 5 ounces of weed, 2 ounces of coke, 1 ounce of meth. We'll give you $5,000 just to bring it in one day. They not making this a month, bro. They barely making that if they make that in 2 months. I don't know how much an officer gets paid, but like I said, you know that, you know, a cell phone that costs $200, $500, $1,000 on the street will go for $5,000 in the, you know, $3,000, $8,000. An ounce of weed that goes for $150, $200 on the street, nigga, that shit'll go for fucking $500, $600, $700, $800 easy back there, easy. And anybody in my comments that done did time, let them know how true it is, bro. You know, a gram of weed, $10 gram of weed is like $100 in there, bro. Facts. If not more, 100, 120, 150. Like, it'd be ridiculous, bro. You know, so it's like people, it's a bunch of drugs and then people be getting high, but you gotta pay, like, no cap, like a $5 little blunt. Like, if you pull up like, yo, I'm trying to just get a little blunt to smoke a little joint, Like, all right, what you got? Like, shit, I got $5 in food, $10 in food. Bro, the amount of weed or spice, you know, K2, whatever you're smoking to get high, that you get for $5 or $10 is so crazy. Like, it's gonna be the skinniest, littlest piece of paper that you will ever see rolled, and it's gonna be the smallest little particles, dusty, damn near dust, little drops of dust, the green colored dust inside of your little minuscule ass paper, and then they roll it, and it's gonna be the skinniest fucking blunt you could ever imagine, and then they're gonna smoke it. And you know what's crazy? Again, you're so detoxed, you're so used to, you know, your joints, your blunts be so small for the most part. It's, you know, it's just as many drugs in there, if not more, than out here, but it's like it's so expensive that, you know, the amount you're getting for what you're paying always is so small that that little ass fucking joint that you smoking, that, like I said, is almost like looks disrespectful when you look at it. It's gonna get you blazed as fuck, boy. Real shit. Again, man, hey, man, like, comment, and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe, share this video, man. Help my channel grow, bro. I'm fucking with y'all boys. I hope y'all fucking with me. It's all real, raw, and uncut, you know. I got plenty of the violence, stab, bang, bang, blood that I did myself, that I seen myself. I can tell y'all about the gangs, the politics, all that. I just wanted to venture off a little bit different this time because there's so many different aspects to prison, bro, that's interesting and that's just so different, you know. It's like another dimension that it's like, you know, I just wanted to drop a video on, you know, something a little different than the violence this time. You know, we can go right back to the violence if that's what y'all want, though. But so check it. So the guards, they be smuggling all different types of ways. You got some guards who can, you know, stick fucking 2-3 cell phones and an ounce of weed and an ounce of coke up her pussy, bro. No cap, and bring it in. You got some who they not doing it like that, but they got their own little ways. You know, they know their schedules of their superiors that be tripping and the ones that don't be tripping, and the one, you know, and you cool. You've been working at that prison for a little bit. You know who's really cool and who's the one, the uptight, by the book, you know, racist ass white dude who's trying to, like, you know, get the guards fucked up. And so it's like they know they schedule, they know they shift, they know who they working with. So, you know, they pick the right day, the right time, and they bring that shit in. That should be stuffed, you know, that should be stuffed in their belt or one of their compartments or something, you know, and they bring it in. And then what they do is sometimes they just drop it off in a trash can because they don't want to look like they're going straight to a inmate cell and, like, you know. But sometimes they'll go and do a cell search since there ain't no cameras in the cell. There's cameras everywhere else outside the cell. They'll, yo, lock up. They'll be like, yo, a cell search, submit to the cuffs. So you in there the whole time, you knowing she finna drop you the pack, but it's gotta look good. So she make you turn around, put the cuffs on. You gotta stand outside your door. You're not even allowed to look in. One officer is like right there watching you, making sure you're not doing nothing funny while she in there or he in there, you know, acting like he's searching or whatever. And the whole time while he's searching, he or she done pulled out the pack, out the boots, out the whatever, out the pussy, whatever, and then dropped it, you know, under the bed, dropped it in your little trash can, dropped it wherever, you know, smushed it in a shoe, whatever. So that's the way. I done had some homies, I never actually seen this personally, but I done had homies who came home from the feds and they said, bro, fuck all that getting an officer this and officer that. They using drones, boy. They're using drones to come, go high as fuck over the yard, precisely with the little laser pointers and shit, and drop that shit at a precise spot, like right by the soccer field or right on the side of the basketball court or right, you know, wherever furthest away from the COs is, they'll drop that shit and, like, motherfuckers will come and just scoop that shit up. Or, like, motherfuckers will burn holes through their window, through their little plexiglass, bulletproof window, whatever that is. I don't know what type of material it is. I always went off the notion that it was like bulletproof, but somehow they be breaking through that shit. I know you can put a lot of heat to it and just keep burning, that shit'll melt, and then, you know, bang out bigger pieces with, like, you know, with your little fucking homemade knife or whatever, however, and, like, you can get it to where it's like a hole in your fucking small ass prison window while you in your cell that you can stick your hand out. So you can fly the drone there and just hover the drone right there and they'll grab it, or you could, you know, whatever. Like, it's plenty different ways. So that's how it goes with the bringing it in, okay? And again, it's a million ways to skin a cat. These are just some of the first things that come to my mind, you know. And like the niggas that I was dealing with, again, GD, we was linked heavy G's and C's with the Crips, and it was like my Crip homie, like I said, nigga, he had like a 30 years. Forgot how, 12, 7, however long he been down, but Buddy was getting that bitch in. He was like, his people was about that money. And it was like he had all the knowledge, boy. He was like a guru. He was like a drug guru in that bitch, boy. And he did no drugs. Like it was an epic nigga, no lie. Give credit where it's due. So okay, so boom. So we done talked about that, right? So now, so now you got the drugs in there. So now people are addicted. You got addicts. People need their drugs. So a lot of the violence, a lot of the stabbings, a lot of the beatings come behind the drugs, come behind the cell phones. You don't let somebody use your cell phone, they ain't returning in time. Ass whooping. You don't let somebody hold your cell phone, they think they gangster, they trying to beat you, get sent to the hole, get sent to another prison with the cell phone boofed up their ass. So now they got a free cell phone. Be careful, baby. Go over here. And then niggas do shit like this, bro. So motherfuckers ain't playing about them phones, right? You need help? Here you go. Over here. All right, and same thing with the drugs. You got people, let me get $10, $20, let me get $100 drug. And you've been doing business with this dude so long that you just give him the drugs. Like, oh, I trust you, bro. Just go ahead, have your people send me that. And a lot of times, go inside. Yeah, just go inside. Go inside. His ass out the way because he keep bumping his fucking phone, bro. I'm gonna be mad as hell if my video fuck up. All right, we on 16 minutes. I'm gonna try to speed it up. So, and I have literally countless stories about how, shit went down, shit went up, I guess, over drugs and money and territory. And, oh, you selling in this pie? We got this pot on lock. You trying to sell in A pie, nigga? We got A, B, C, D, E, and F pie. We have this whole block upstairs and downstairs on smash. You can't bring no drugs in here. If you do, we taxing you 50%, 30%, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, you ain't going for it. Well, then it's up. And I done touched on that a little bit with the older inmate, the OG dude who got stabbed up real bad, almost died, lung punctured and stuff by the young Crip homies. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a dirty world, but you gotta live in it. All right, so yeah, so you go to some of these prisons, and they're just straight jumping with drugs, bro. I'm talking about jumping off the chain. I gotta watch my lizard if y'all wondering why I'm looking around looking retarded. I am retarded, but I'm also watching my lizard. But you go to some of these prisons and they're jumping with drugs. There's drugs everywhere, and then on top of that, the drugs, what are you doing? I just told him to go inside. Why would you bring him back outside?
I don't know.
Okay, well, all right. Yeah, he's inside. He kept bumping the fucking table, messing up my video. These prisons that be having a lot of drugs, and it just be off the chain. It be fun as hell. It be jumping, no cap. But at the same time, with that comes a whole lot of violence. Comes a whole lot of stabbings, a whole lot of beatings, a whole lot of brutality. Niggas getting stabbed to death and shit. I remember I went to this one prison, Murray. First thing I said was they got drugs. It's bro, it's flooded with drugs. As soon as you hit red unit, all you smell is weed. They don't even try to hide it. It ain't even at other prisons where they trying to wait for the COs to do their count pass, and then they empty out your toilet. They'll drain their toilet out, scoop the water out, throw it in the sink. So there's no water in the toilet, and you can get enough water out your toilet to where the bowl where you flush the water goes, whatever that's called, the pipe, you can actually put your ear and listen, and you can hear you can hear almost like wind or air going through that pipe, that tunnel type shit. So it's that you got enough water out. So what you do is while you smoking, instead of blowing it in the air, you smoke. Every time you exhale, you gotta put your face all the way to the toilet and blow it in there. So it's going inside that little, piping, toilet system, whatever you want to call that shit. I don't know. And then at the end, you flush your toilet, the water comes back in, and everything be good. And it's still gonna be a little scent in the air, but nowhere near as much as it would have been if you wouldn't have did that. You feel me? So that's going on. But like I said, at this Camp Maury Correctional Institute, closed custody, They was like, as soon as you hit red unit, you just smell it in the air. Like, they're not even trying to hide it. It just smell like straight loud. The officers don't give a fuck. It was like, and not to make it a race thing or anything, but it was like the majority of the staff was all black, and it was like 3, 4, 5 different officers all bringing a pack in. Like, one officer working with the GDs, getting money, one officer working with the Crips, getting money, one officer working with the Bloods, getting money. It was one officer working with the Mexicans, and that's on my son. I'm not making it up. It was crazy. So everybody had drugs. It was flooded. And with that came, so now everybody has drugs. Now it's just who gets to sell where? Who gets to sell to what? Who gets to push their drugs to the medium side, over the fence, under the fence, through a CO? That could, just like in the street, territories, it's all about money and drugs. Here comes the violence, right? But anyway, I'll get into that in another video. I don't want to make this too long for y'all. Bear with me, man. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, bro. Like, I'm making this shit for y'all. And again, none of this is to glorify anything. This is just to put out the raw data, the raw information, so you can take it from what it is. When I'm saying, yo, prisons got drugs, it's not saying like, yo, oh, glorify, oh yeah, you can go to prison and get high. No, bro, you can go to prison. It's very similar to out here. If you go in an addict, you're going to still be an addict. But on top of that, you're going to be an addict that probably done got stabbed 2, 3 different times, and got their ass beat 2, 3 different times, and got 2, 3 different teeth knocked out, then got your nose broke 2, 3 different times. It's like, it's not a place you want to be. It's not fun at all, bro. Like, you got real violent individuals in that bitch with money that can make shit shake with the guards on their side. Again, it's nothing to glorify. A lot of people be thinking like, oh, well, I'll just be, my bed. I'll just stay to myself and be a good inmate. And, I'll let the guards know if someone's trying to bully me. What? Let the guards know. Man, you got guards that'll come back and say, yo, that dude telling, bro. Yo, that dude ratting on y'all. That boy say, y'all extorting him. Y'all better handle that. You know why? Because some of these guards are in with these inmates making money with them. So they don't want inmates in their pod that's telling the whole, telling on inmates and telling people what's going on. So they'll literally come and tell you, get him out of here. You gotta get him out of here today. Make it look like, and so he getting smashed on for real. So here the whole time you thought you was being a good inmate, you was following the rules, you was a brown nose and a CO, and you done came and told, and this person got drugs, and I heard this person brings the drugs in, this person selling it for him. And yeah, and I just want to let y'all know, and this is what's going on. And the officer's like, oh, thank you, okay, all right, we got you. And that next day, his door get popped early in the morning. He gets stabbed the fuck up, and he out of there. Facts. It happens, bro. It's not a place you want to be. So I just got to throw that in there. I don't want to make it seem like, I be passionate about a lot of this stuff, but I don't ever want to make it seem like it's my passion, or it is something amazing or something so glorifying that should know, nigga. This is just to let y'all know what I've been through, so you ain't gotta go through it. And if you did go through it and you watching, then you can relate, and we can relate and kind of think about it and be thankful that we're not in that situation anymore. Keep our head on a swivel so we never end up in that situation again. That's what these videos are for. All right, so all right, yeah, last thing I want to touch on with the drugs. So it's flooded, there's gonna be drugs there, but with that comes violence and all type of other shit, right? And also street charges, bro. You might go in there with whatever, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, a little bit, and you might not leave for 10, 15 years, bro. It's like they so thirsty to smack street charges on you. Because guess what? It ain't gonna be them officers, the fucked up officers that's working with the inmates that's gonna get you. It's gonna be, the ones that ain't, cause it's, it's two sides to the spectrum. It's, you got one end of the spectrum. You have the guards that are fucking with the inmates. Shit, they might be low-key gang. They might be gang members in that world. They just never got caught or in trouble. Then on the other end, you have the ones walking around with their, don't do, make your bed. Those shoestrings aren't authorized. Take that off your head. You have these officers that just never had no authority or power in their life, and now that they got a little bit, it goes straight to their head, and they just own that with all the inmates. So if they catch you with drugs, it's over. You know what I'm saying? They doing the whole 9, all the paperwork perfectly. They not misspelling a word. They dotting their I's, crossing their T's, and they pushing that up as far as they got to go. And next thing you know, you get a slip saying you going to court. You go to court, and it's like your first your first, whatever they call it, your first hearing, your first arrival, your first, I forgot what the word is, but it's like your first time being brought up, told about these drugs, and then they ask you, what do you plead, guilty or not guilty? And you're like, what, not guilty? And it's like, now you find out you done been charged with, Schedule 1 narcotic on prison grounds and this, that, and the third. And it's like, they be really trying to, and it's like, it's crazy because I caught a charge like that. I caught a street charge. It's going to be the last little bit, and then I'm going to end it, right? It's me and my homeboy. We smoking in a cell. I'm still in medium custody. This medium custody, Tabor City, right? This is a different camp than the other one. This is right after. This is like within like a year after the other shit when I got sent to closed custody. Tabor City had, matter of fact, no, yeah, this is closed custody, but we in my cell, like, but it's 2 inmates. Both of us are in my cell. So we just must be out in the pod. You feel me? Like it's free time, because closed custody, maximum security in North Carolina, it's only one person in each cell. Like when you lock back, because they looking at it like so violent. You don't want a roommate that done had people killed. They roommates in the past, so they learned. But when you come out, for yard or chow, or you got I forgot what the time is, rec time, whatever, when you can come out and play chess, you do whatever. You slide in cells, you're not supposed to, but of course niggas do. So we in there smoking, right? Boom, long story short, an officer walks by and like, it was crazy, bro. We had the door cracked. And like usually when the officer comes through their rounds, motherfuckers yelling like, officer in the pod, officer on deck. Like left high, left low, like right high, telling like left side high, he's going upstairs, or right side low, he's on the right side going down, he's downstairs doing this check. So, you have people on point, like yelling this shit out, right? But we got the door a little bit closed, and I don't know if it was, we so amped, we about to smoke, it was cigarettes. We had tobacco, we had just got some tobacco. I had rolled up a fat doobie, or my nigga rolled up a fat doobie, I don't remember. Either way, we had a fat doobie we about to smoke. And so we don't hear shit. We got the door almost closed, but not all the way closed. And you don't want to close it all the way, because then you have to hit the button and notify, they're going to talk on the little intercom. Like, you be like, yo, I closed, can you open my door? And they're going to be like, why? We just opened your door. Why'd you close it? So to avoid that, motherfuckers will like almost close their door, stick something in there, and it won't close, right? Boom. So check it. It was so crazy because the officer walk by, and like when they walk by, they're looking in the cells, like walking by and they're looking, and like I'm hitting it. As I'm hitting it, and like soon as I started blowing out the tobacco smoke, he walks by. It was so crazy. It was like we made eye contact as I'm like, he's looking at me. So I just remember being like, as soon as that happened, I get that feeling of fuck. And like he walks by, and it was like you could tell his brain took him a second to process, and then he come back and he looks, and I'm just still standing there holding a cigarette. Like I think I'm like leaning up against the bunk holding the cigarette. Like I ain't do that, but I'm just sitting there like probably like trying to hide it a little bit or something. And he was just like, he knocked on the window like doo, and then he kept walking, right? So I'm like, oh shit. And like my homeboy, he ain't see none of that. That was, that was from my lens, from my perspective, from my view. He didn't see none of that. He just looking at me like, damn, bro, you good? Why you acting weird? And I'm like, bro. Like I wait a couple seconds, try to get the CO to, get some space between us. And I'm like, bro, fuck. The CO just see me smoke. He like, man, quit playing. I'm like, bro, oh God, bro, go look. So he run up to the window, look out, and sure enough, he see the CO walking and shit, doing his rounds up top. So he like, how the fuck ain't nobody? But then he like, shit, bro, we probably ain't hear him. They probably did. So anyways, I'm like, shit, I'm caught already, bro. I'm gonna smoke this shit. He was like, man, hell yeah, might as well. So we in that bitch. Passing, he's smoking it. I'm still looking at the guards. Nothing's happening. Buddy done walked out. The CO done walked out. So like, bro, for a second, I'm like, shit, everything good. Like, what the fuck? So, he slid out or whatever. Now it's lockback time. And this how shit be going. It be so funny. So now it's lockback time. Boom, right? Like the end of rec or whatever. Because you get a certain amount of set time out of your cell after chow, and then you got to go back in. They do the count. You be in your cell for like an hour, depending on where you at. Let you out again, whatever, right? So it was lockback time. As soon as I lock back, I'm still, it's still on my mind. I'm a little nerd. Like, damn, that was crazy. Like, buddy see me smoking, literally goddamn looked me dead in my eyes as I'm blowing the smoke out and didn't even like run down. I'm like, damn. So now I'm sitting up here thinking like, damn, buddy might be one of them. He might be cool. I'm thinking so far. I'm like, shit, if he don't give a fuck about me smoking shit, I might have to holler at him about the pack. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like this. Next thing you know, bro, you hear fucking the main door of the pod where you look out the window, you look down, you see the big ass, glass door with the metal and shit. You see that open and like, so I run and all I see is like the black suits. It's like 4 niggas with black suits on and, they come strapped up with their batons and they helmets on. And then it was like the 2 officers, one of the officers that seen me smoking in the front and another officer that was with them, they was just in their regular clothes and they had the goons behind them. So they pull up, so niggas yelling in the pile like, yo, black, I forgot what they call them, like the black hats or the black squad, the black clothes, yeah, black clothes in the building, black clothes, get right, you hear a bunch of yelling in the pod. So I'm thinking like, damn, like I still don't know at this point if they coming to my cell or not though. Obviously in my mind I'm thinking, shit, it's a high possibility, but I don't know. And I'm looking for my lizard, bro. Right, so anyways, cause now I can't even find my lizard and now I'm getting worried. So anyways, right, they run up in there, sure enough, they come to my door. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, well, the tobacco's already gone. I already flushed or whatever. I don't tell them that, but I'm like, shit, we already smoked that. And he's like, all right, strip search, whatever, boom. So, and the black hat niggas is just like standing outside the cell ready in case I guess I would have flexed. I've been like, nigga, I ain't stripping, nigga, fuck y'all, which sometimes people do and get fucked up. So they just posted outside. So basically I got to strip naked all the way like I'm talking about nut sack out in front of a bunch of men, bro. Like shit be crazy, demoralizing, dehumanizing, all that shit, right? So as I'm taking clothes off, each individual clothes, my shirt, I hand it to him, he's going through it. My pants, I hand it to him, he's going through it. My boxers, I take off, he's going through it. My socks, I take off, he's going through it. And bro, little do I remember, I had a piece of fucking Suboxone in my goddamn sock. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so like high and chilling and worried about smoking cigarettes and, whatever, enjoying my time at the moment. Again, no glorification. That I have forgot that I had actual Schedule 1 or Schedule 2, whatever it is. They look at that Suboxone shit as serious. That's damn near like, that's a synthetic opiate. They looking at that like, you got heroin on you. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to hit you with that. So he's like, what is this? I remember him opening it and like it fell on the ground. And like he picks it up and I'm like, shit, I don't know what that is. And he picks it up and he was like, you don't know what this is? I'm like, I have no idea. I've never seen that before in my life, officer. He was like, yeah, all right. Basically like, say no more. Like, I don't remember what he said exactly, but it was like, yeah, all right, bet, say no less. So anyways, long story short, they take that out with them. They come back, submit to the cuffs. I submit, they take me to the hole. And like, I don't remember exactly how many days it was, but sure enough, I had a court date. They was charged. They had to send that to the lab, first of all, and before the court date. But again, long story short, I'm passing a bunch of shit, but sure enough, I got hit with a street charge behind that shit, bro. And it was like, I forgot if it was Schedule 1, Schedule 2 narcotic, whatever it was. And then on like inside of a prison system, it makes it sound so much worse. And it was like, long story short, I ended up getting 18 months added on to my sentence. But, thank God I was woofing them and they kept coming with the pleas. Like, it was like 24 months consecutive. Like after my 48 months, I would have had to do, 30 more months. And then after this, 20 more months. And it kept going down every plea. And the third plea that they came and brought me was like 18 months or 24 months, one of them. And it was like concurrent, which means they run it together, which means really no more time at all. And so I took that and I actually had to go to court in front of a judge and everything, bro. And like do the whole nine, like it was a real serious ass charge, all because of a little piece of Suboxone that was in my shoe while I was in prison, bro. So say that to say, you got to be careful in there, bro. It's not a game, and they will look for any little way to slap you with more time, bro, and not let you out. And it's like, if I would have been just some regular dumb nigga not knowing, like, which happens all the time, I would have just, the first plea, 36 months consecutive after your first case is done, I would have just been like, okay, and signed it. And then instead of doing 4 years, I would have ended up doing 8, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That's how they be catching niggas, bro, throwing niggas' lives away. Real shit. You got to have you mentally got to be in the game there, bro. But, hey, man.